All right, we're here at the salvage yard in Oklahoma City. We've been making our way through pulling off lug nuts off of every different kind of car you can imagine. And we've found this 2006 Ford Explorer. It's got the two-piece lug nut. If you know anything about that, you know that it is clad with a softer chrome covering over the steel portion of the lug nut. It goes over and it's crimped on. And talk to any mechanic and they'll talk to you about the chronic problem they have with these lug nuts because it's soft and it notoriously rounds off and it distorts. Often it's accused of swelling. That may be the case, or it could just be a distortion. Regardless, it is distorted to the point that the traditional static socket will not go back on it. So what is typically offered as a solution is using a size larger. It's beat onto the lug nut and then they can attempt to get it off. So what we are offering as a solution is the Merrick lug nut tool. You can see it has gripping jaws that rotate around a cam, and this accommodates a 19 millimeter and a 3/4 inch. So because of the moving mechanism in the socket, it will accommodate both sizes. And the force is inward and actually grips and becomes one with the lug nut, prevents any kind of rounding off. Most of the time, if it's already rounded off, it will still unscrew it. These particular lug nuts, you can see, are not distorted very much, if at all. And we're gonna go ahead and pull these off and see what they look like and just show you how this particular socket works. So you can see it takes it right off. One thing I want to point out is even though it grips, it immediately releases. So you can see there's no trouble getting the lug nut out of the socket once it unscrewed it. So we'll go on around. We do have to work it a little bit to make sure those jaws, make sure they line up and go around. Now on this one, you can see it does grip a little bit. I'm just gonna give it a little wiggle and it comes right off. Okay, so now I'm gonna go back with it. This goes both ways. Just gonna make sure those jaws line up nice. So while this socket will work on any lug nut, it is especially helpful on these two-clad lug nuts where there is this chronic problem of rounding off because of the soft metal. But as you can see, for our socket, it is no problem, and it will unscrew them, screw them back on with no damage to the lug nut.